Chalit is the very essence of astrology. Without Chalit chart, the whole essence of astrology is lost, completely lost. Chalit is a change. Understand this, and I appeal to all my followers and listeners. Chalit is the very backbone of astrology because it not only shows the exact house in which your planet is placed, but it also shows the maturity of results related to the house in which the planet is placed. Not every individual's chart has a planet in Chalit mode. So Chalit planet is special. It is a planet that is active, very active. And it is showing, it is signifying that it has a very important role to play in your life. And so, in other words, whosoever has a Chalit planet, that person, that man or woman is also special. What does a Chalit planet exactly mean? What exactly a Chalit planet is trying to convey? And first of all, how to find that your chart has a Chalit planet? The answer is just open your chart, and wheresoever it is mentioned as a C before the planet, that planet is a Chalit planet. C stands for Chalit. A Chalit planet is a very powerful planet. It is more powerful than your Atmakarak planet. And nobody is going to tell you this, my fellows, but I am telling you. The Chalit planet is the most powerful planet in your chart. Don't go by the degrees, don't go by the nakshatras, don't go by the signs. Just look which planet is Chalit in your chart. What exactly a Chalit planet is trying to tell you? What is it that it is saying to you? Let me give you your own introduction. The Chalit planet is trying to say, I am here to move you. I am here to shake you, to do all kind of things in your life to bring you to a certain level of awareness, to a certain level of consciousness within you. If you remain positive, then you will benefit. But if you remain negative, if you remain ignorant, then I cannot help you. Then you are on your own. Chalit planet is very powerful. It is moving. It is showing you in all ways possible that it has a say in your life. But who wants to listen? People are so much busy in parroting the books of astrology that where is the time to self-inquire? Bhagwan Raman Maharshi says, by the inquiry, who am I? The thought, who am I, will destroy all other thoughts. And then there will be self-realization. I love Chalit chart, and you all will also love Chalit chart, but only when you know the significance of it. Once you understand, once you realize the significance of a certain thing, only then will you fall in love with it. So you all have to remember, and my video or my answers on Quora or my blogs, all of this is only for a specific audience, for a selective audience who can relate, who has a certain level of understanding. It is very important to remember that nothing is static, everything is changing. Life is a constant change. Except change, everything else changes. Similarly, the chart is also always progressing. Chalit. You all are also progressing. The whole universe is progressing. The whole universe is progressive by nature. Chalit is the very essence of the universe. Chalit is very much in our blood. You all are progressing, and this progression is shown through your chart, specifically through your Chalita chart. Any progression has its root in the process of change. Life is always changing, whether it is for good or for bad. But life never stops. Chalit simply is a symbolic representation of a human life, the actual results, the actual flow of energies. Life should flow, and a life flows. That is the nature of life. Chalit is in fact a beautiful symbolic representation of human life. It is a beautiful way of reminding us that change is the essence of human life, and you can progress only if you remain open to change. Now let us understand how a Chalita chart works. Let's say one friend lives in Chennai. His birth chart has a Ketu and Moon in the 7th house in his ascendant chart. Another friend lives in Mumbai. In his 7th house also there is Moon and Ketu. Now the Chennai friend got married, and he had a very happy married life. The Mumbai friend got married but also got divorced. In fact, he had 3 divorces. What can be the reason? The reason is found in the Chalit chart. Because in the Chennai friend's horoscope, in his ascendant chart, Moon and Ketu is in the 7th house. But in the Chalita chart, Ketu moves to 8th house and only Moon remains in the 7th house. So, his 7th house is no more inhabited by Ketu. His 7th house is free of Ketu, is not afflicted by Ketu. And so he had a very good married life. But the Mumbai friend, in his Chalita chart, Moon and Ketu remains in the 7th house. So that shows that the actual position of Moon and Ketu is in the 7th house. The actual position of Ketu is in the 7th house. That is how his marriage was not a success. That is how the importance of Chalita chart is. my fellows. Ketu remains in the 7th house of that Mumbai friend's chart. He is not able to have a good sexual life, neither a good married life. Because in his Charit chart, Ketu remains in his 7th house. Whereas in the Chennai friend's chart, Ketu moves to the 8th house. So Ketu has nothing to do with the 7th house. So he is enjoying his married life. That is why whenever you predict, always first observe the Chalita chart. The Chalita chart, if you see, then it is very close. It is very close to the Western astrology chart because it is following the Placidus system. The same system which is referred by KP astrology. So in KP astrology also you have the exact house positions as you see in the Chalita chart. There may be some variations, but one point has to be remembered. The Rashi chart or the ascendant chart, that chart never let you know the exact position of the planet. The exact house placement of a planet can be either seen through the Chalita chart or through the KP chart. Or if you are a little more adventurous, then you can also see the Western way of the Western chart. So never go by the placement of planets that you see in your Rashi chart or in your ascendant chart. Always first see whether the same placement, the same house placement is in the Charita chart or not. A woman may appear as a Manglik, meaning having a strong Mars in the 1st or the 4th or the 12th house. But first see whether the same position continues in the Chalita chart. In the Chalita chart, whether the Mars is moving. If it is moving, then the Manglik dosh is no more present. Then why you have to spend so much money on rituals and this and that? But nobody is willing to go further. Nobody is willing to go in the depth of the charts. People are just happy to be on the circumference. And that is what has created more problems and more confusions in human life. Because we are just happy to be on the circumference. We don't want to dive in. Let us take one more example. If your ascendant lord is in the 3rd house, then it remains in the 3rd house. Even though the ascendant lord is moving in the 4th house in the Chalit chart, it remains in the 3rd house. It will give you the result of 3rd house, but with time, as time progresses, as you grow, as your body grows, as your experience grows, as time flows by, the same ascendant lord will also start giving you result of the 4th house, because in the Chalita chart it is placed in the 4th house. It's like if Seema is from India, then she remains an Indian citizen. Just the way the ascendant lord is in the 3rd house, it remains in the 3rd house. Now in the Chalita chart, if Seema is moving from 3rd house to 4th house, then it shows progression. Seema is progressing. moving from India to the US. She is bringing the qualities of the third house to the fourth house. With time, she will settle down in the US, meaning in the fourth house. So you see, Chalit is a very deep subject. A man had moon in his sixth house, and the same man had his moon in the seventh house in Chalita chart. So primarily, the man will get result of moon in the sixth house, but after a certain period, the same moon will start giving result of the seventh house. That is what the progression means. That is what the Chalita means. It is showing progression. It is not that he will get only seventh house result because the moon is in the seventh house of Chalit. He will get result of the sixth house, and at the same time, as he moves on, as he grows, as time flows by, he will also start experiencing the result of moon in the seventh house. A moon in the seventh house can make him a public figure, but a moon in the sixth house generally is very shy of the public, is not willing to come out in the public. So, in the beginning, he was very shy, kind of an introvert, not willing to come out in the public. But as he grows, the moon is moving in the seventh house in the Chalit. And so, then he becomes a public figure. And there are many such examples of charts that I have seen and that also exist. So, Chalita chart primarily has not much to do with which house is where and what is where. It is very simple. Truth is very simple. God is very simple. But it is your mind that makes things complicated. You will never find the true essence of astrology as long as you are caught up in the mind, my fellows. That is why in the ancient days, astrology was practiced only by meditative beings, by rishis, ancient seers, sages. Astrology is a completely spiritual science. Unfortunately, now it has become just a play of mind, when in reality it has nothing to do with the mind. The mind is not you. You are not the mind. The nature of mind is to wander. You are not the mind, says Bhagavan Raman Maharshi. There are many charts in astrology, many. It is impossible to read all the charts for every person because everybody has limitations, time limitations, energy limitations, right? What are the important charts in astrology? And the common answer is Navamsa chart or D60 chart. No. The most important chart in astrology or the most important charts in astrology are primarily four. First is your sun chart. Second is your moon chart. And third is your ascendant chart. This trio is what we call as a Sudarshan Chakra, because in this Sudarshan chart or in this Sudarshan Chakra, everything comes down together. The Sun chart is your soul, your status, your dignity. The Moon chart is your mind. You may have 1 crore rupees with you, but you may not be a happy person. Mind. And you may have just 1 rupee in your pocket and you must be laughing a blissful laughter. The state of mind is what matters when it comes to happiness. That is why it is said that happiness is an inside job. It is not wrong to seek happiness. What is wrong is that you seek it on the outside when it is inside, says Bhagwan Raman Maharshi. So the second level chart is the Moon chart, the mind, the second most important chart. And the third important chart is your ascendant chart. And the fourth important chart is your Chalita chart. These 4 charts are the most important charts. What happens is that when you look into a chart and when you see the transits, you see it only through the ascendant chart or through the Moon chart or through the Sun chart, when in reality you should see it through all these 4 charts before you come to a conclusion. That is why Sudarshan chart or Sudarshan chakra has immense significance. The rest all comes later, Navamsa and the other D60 and D10 and D12 charts. So there is a lot to share, but I just thought that I will have a casual talk with some of you, especially those who are reading my answers on Quora and following me on YouTube. Incidentally, I would also insist each one of you to read my book, No Mind. Because to become a good astrologer, first you have to overcome the mind. That is the first step towards becoming a real astrologer. And I don't consider astrology or astrologer as a separate from spirituality. Spirituality is a vast ocean and astrology is just a small part of it. I'll share more with you all, but for now you all take care and stay safe. Wear a mask. See you all.